Here's a newcomer from Bataleon. This one is the Cruiser. Super stable at high speeds, uncompromising float in the powder, and a mid-stiffness playful flex for having some fun on the home run. Sounds pretty good, right? Bataleon had definitely nailed the art of naming their snowboards. Take the Surfer, the Carver and the Goliath as examples, but the new Cruiser right here might be their most aptly named one to date. This is the kind of board triple base tech was made for. It is so fun and so easy to ride, and I think it's going to win over a lot of fans this season. Now, it's definitely going to be happiest when you're planted on the ground and venturing into all mountain freeride territory, so think of the kind of riding you dream about over the summer months. Waist deep tree lines, slashing wind lips, cruising pristine groomers, and getting creative on natural features. It's built around a directional outline with a lot of volume up front in the nose, as well as a pretty wide waist width to increase the board's surface area for float and powder and to allow you to get high on the edge when you're carving. If you want to properly embrace this board's true nature, you could also consider sizing up for those properly cruisy vibes. Like all Bataleon boards, however, the real magic lies in triple base tech, and the Cruiser adopts the directional powder specific configuration. Okay, so you get this narrow center base section flanked by really pronounced uplift sections in the nose. Let's break down how that's going to elevate performance in powder first of all. So that narrow center base section reduces the amount of friction and contact with the snow, which enables the board to glide faster in those kind of conditions. Combined with the side base sections that displace snow out from underneath the nose of the board, the Cruiser is able to punch above the snow surface and float super well in everything from lower powder to heavier chopped up conditions. If we take a look at the tail of the board, you'll find that narrow center base section, but you'll notice that the uplift is much lower here than it is up on the nose. For me, this is where the board gets some more of its versatility back on the pistes. Now remember, all Bataleons feature a full tip to tail camber, and there's a decent amount underfoot here, and those two factors combined create a board that actually grips and drives really well throughout the turn without getting the same kind of washout that you'd have where those side base sections much more pronounced. I think that's something that really surprised us about the Cruiser, just how smooth it rode, especially with such a wide and directional outline, as well as the absence of any kind of carbon or anti-dampening tech. I'd say that's largely down to two things. Firstly, the camber does a lot of the work in keeping the board tracking its line and running smooth, but also the amount of uplift that you get in the nose side bases takes a lot of the contact away from the snow and makes for a much more agile feeling board. Triple base is of course only part of the story though, and the Cruiser is equipped with a pretty fast sintered base to help you keep your speed up in all conditions, and the super forgiving 5 out of 10 flex rating makes it such a good option for riders who want to express their style and get creative at slower speeds and on smaller features. The core is constructed of an equal amount of poplar and Polonia wood stringers, and that's sandwiched between soft flexing Biax fiberglass laminates. And it's the simplicity of this board that makes it much less intimidating and actually opens the door for some pretty fun flatland and jibbing potential if you're up for it. That was actually one of the biggest bits of feedback we had from our test team. The Cruiser is a surprisingly fun and versatile snowboard if you do want to bring a bit more freestyle creativity into your riding. So that's about it. The Cruiser is a newcomer for this year, but it's a board that has all the hallmarks of a Bataleon classic, and already it kind of feels like it's part of the family. I have to say, our team were already stoked on this one before it came out of the wrapper. This is a proper snowboard for the soul. It's not to be taken too seriously, but man, this thing is seriously fun to ride. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching, guys. Stick your questions down below if you have any for the Bataleon Cruiser, and either myself or one of the team will get back to you. If you haven't already, please do subscribe to the channel, because this season we've got a whole bunch more snowboard product videos ready to drop. Thanks again. See you next time.